It was supposed to be a quick camping trip. Nothing fancy, just a weekend escape from the city. Daniel was tired of endless deadlines and ringing phones. So when his college friend Mia suggested they head out to the woods for some peace, he jumped at the idea. The forest they chose wasn't on any official map. Mia had found it through an old hiker's forum, tucked away under cryptic comments. Hidden gem, one post had called it. Quiet, no tourists, perfect for stargazing. They packed light, drove 3 hours, and found themselves on a narrow dirt path that wound deep into the trees. The forest greeted them with silence. Not the normal kind, but heavy, suffocating silence. No birds, no insects, just the crunch of their boots on the dry ground. Creepy, huh? Mia joked, forcing a smile. Daniel tried to laugh but kept glancing at the towering pines around them. The trunks rose like prison bars, stretching endlessly into the darkening sky. The first night. By the time they set up camp, the sun had bled into the horizon. They built a small fire, cooked some instant noodles, and settled in. That's when Daniel noticed it. The whisper. It was faint, like the rustle of wind. But there was no breeze. He froze, tilting his head. The sound seemed to come from the trees themselves. "Do you hear that?" he asked. Mia paused, then shook her head. "Hear what?" But as the night deepened, the whispers grew clearer. Not random sounds, words. "Leave. Turn back. Not yours." Daniel's stomach nodded. "Mia, the forest is talking." She laughed nervously. "You're just tired. It's all in your head." But he knew what he'd heard. The path that changed. The next morning, they decided to hike deeper. But something was wrong. The path they had come on was gone. Where there had been footprints, now there was only untouched earth. Every direction looked the same. Walls of trees and shadows. "Okay, I swear we came from here," Mia muttered, spinning in circles. Daniel's skin prickled. The forest wasn't just silent, it was watching. As they pushed forward, the whispers returned. Louder now, overlapping voices, some angry, some pleading. "Hey, stay. Hungry. With us." Mia covered her ears. "Stop it! Stop it!" she screamed, but the voices only grew stronger. The faces in the trees. By dusk, they stumbled into a clearing. Relief washed over them, until they looked closer. The trees here weren't normal. The bark twisted into shapes, faces, dozens of them. Mouths open in silent screams, eyes wide in eternal terror. Daniel stumbled back. "No! No, that's not real!" But as the firelight from their torches flickered across the trunks, some of the mouths moved, whispering. One face in particular caught Mia's attention. A young woman, her features clear and sharp despite the bark. Her lips moved slowly, painfully. "Help! Me!" Mia staggered forward. "She's alive. We can't just—" Daniel yanked her back. "That's not a person." But the face turned its eyes toward him. They weren't wood. They were human. The night of screams. They camped in the clearing, too afraid to move in the dark. The whispers never stopped. Sometimes they were right next to their ears, other times distant, echoing. At midnight, Daniel woke to Mia's scream. She was standing at the edge of the clearing, her flashlight shaking in her hand. "Someone's out there!" she cried. Daniel grabbed his light, shining it into the trees. For a second, he saw them. Figures between the trunks. Human shapes standing perfectly still, watching. When the beam hit them, they dissolved into bark and shadow. "Pack up," Daniel hissed. "We're leaving now." The final path, they ran blindly through the forest, branches tearing at their clothes, whispers rising into a deafening chorus. "Never leave. Forest takes what it wants. Yours now." Suddenly the trees parted, revealing a narrow path. Relief surged through Daniel. "This way," he shouted. Mia hesitated. "Are you sure?" He didn't answer. They bolted down the trail until they saw headlights. Their car, the parking lot. They stumbled out of the woods, gasping, collapsing against the car doors. The forest behind them stood silent, still, as if nothing had happened. The return back in the city, Daniel tried to move on, but the whispers never left. At night, when he lay in bed, he heard them under his window outside his apartment door. One evening, desperate for silence, he pressed his palms to his ears. That's when his phone buzzed. A new notification. It was a photo, taken just seconds ago. Daniel stared in horror. It was him and Mia, standing in the forest. Only this time their faces were carved into the bark of the trees.